sword in her
fight
stone.
to the
Hell yeah.
death.
Versus
It's
Ulysses
Morbin time.
Bloodstone.
Let me see the meat. Hey, what's good, everyone? Big Flare here, back in with another great video. Today, we have the new Marvel's Werewolf kill count. It's dead meat. It's dead meat. We're watching some dead meat. All right, so here it is, Marvel's Werewolf by night. You know. Let me see the meat.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror media. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Werewolf by Night, released on Disney Plus in 2020.
Was it good? I never watched it.
Werewolf by Night is a Halloween special
about
set
to
in the
spoil
Marvel
myself.
Cinematic Universe. Director Michael Giacchino wanted to approach it like an episode of The Twilight Zone. It follows a group of monster hunters beset by a beast on the grounds of a gothic manor. Werewolf by Night is based on the comic character of the same name, one of many Marvel spins on classic monster tropes.
That was the true villain,
characters
or
like
true monster, right?
the Living Mummy, and Count Dracula himself. Appropriately,
Nigga, that's
this
supposed to be
special
Morbius.
is also a tribute to classic movie monsters, with black and white cinematography evoking Universal horror films.
That looks like a
The
hairy
Wolfman,
Spider-Man.
which I recently covered on this show. With Marvel being the cultural juggernaut that it is, I think it's awesome that they made this special. Hopefully, it'll get more people into horror movies and black and white films. Marvel has dipped its toe into horror before, giving Sam Raimi the reins on Doctor Strange and the
I gotta watch
Multiverse of
Doctor
Madness.
Strange.
That movie had awesome kills for
Damn.
sure, but its constant
That's why
juggling
she
of
did turn
different
into
heroes
spaghetti.
prevented it from fully committing to the genre. While we did a commentary track for Doctor Strange 2 on the Dead Meat Patreon, I won't ever cover it on the Kill Count, mostly because it's too steeped in the MCU's expansive
Is the Scarlet
lore.
Witch really dead?
In contrast, Werewolf by Night works as a completely standalone special, without any prior comic knowledge required to enjoy it.
I know everyone searches for connectivity and we want this person in here and this, and I was like, no, let's just do this.
Now, it's pretty
That's
well
what I'm
known
talking
that
about.
I'm not a fan
Listen,
or
man.
follower of
Listen.
Marvel.
We don't need Ultron's ghosts, alright? Listen, we don't need Iron Man's Silver Spectre. We don't need none of that. We need the werewolf and the people he's about to kill. That's what we need.
Or the MCU. It's just not for me, and that's fine. And it's fine if you like it, alright? But that's why I won't cover most MCU movies. It'd be insulting to the real fans. I cover horror movies to the best of my ability in terms of research, and there is a lot of background knowledge behind Marvel movies that I just don't have the time or interest to learn.
Is there really?
This isn't the start of a
It's
Marvel
like 1,000
era
comic
on Dead
books.
Meat or anything.
Just
This
pick a
is
story.
me celebrating the fact that Marvel chose to celebrate classic horror films. I won't be able to speak on how this functions as a Marvel property, but I can tell you how I think it works as a horror
Elsa
flick.
Bloodstone?
The known sponsorverse.
What?
One eternity later.
Because if he wants violence, we've got it. Now let's see how many kills a werewolf can pull off under Marvel's supervision.
I think he killed everyone, right? He must have killed
The special
everyone.
begins with a universal horror spin on the classic MCU intro. An old-timey narrator takes us through the Marvel Nomicon and reveals that there be monsters in this universe, and monster hunters too. Chief among the hunters is
Morbin time.
Bloodstone, this Simon Belmont-looking Bigfoot bumper offer. Bloodstone's
Is
weapon
that
of
the-
choice
is that
is
the
a
Apache
magic rock
chief?
of the same name, but his recent death means the rock and ruby is up for grabs. A pack of hunters is gathered at Bloodstone Manor for Ulysses' funeral. The gang's all here. Gruff Scottish guy, charming quiet guy, David Bowie? Late to the party is Jack Russell, played by Gael Garcia Bernal, who was recently seen in M. Night Shyamalan's Old. Also here, hoping to claim her birthright stone, is Ulysses' daughter, Elsa Bloodstone. Like Larry Talbot before her, Elsa is the black sheep of her family. Her stepmother Verussa scolds her for her lack of Bloodstone family values.
You were the greatest disappointment of his life.
These monster mashers have gathered for a ceremonial hunt, and the rules are outlined by a Zoltard and weathered-looking Ulysses. I often don't like the comedy in the Marvel movies I've seen, but I do dig the dark humor of this imagined-feared corpse.
I'll be rotting for you.
Laugh, yeah, laugh. Everyone
The
laugh.
Clockwork Crypt Keeper explains that an unknown beastie will
He
soon
kinda
be
like-
released on the manor grounds. Whoever
I ain't
manages
gonna
to
say
kill
it.
it will become this group's new leader and inherit the Bloodstone. The other hunters are annoyed
Is that not the
Elsa
Infinity
gets to
Stone?
participate, since she forfeited her right to the stone when she ran away from home. The desperate house widow is cool with it though, since this Halloween Havoc is a battle royale. That means these battle bus riders will also be hunting each other. To the death! Elsa and Ulysses Bloodstone are based on Marvel Comics characters of the same same name. Ulysses first appeared in 1975 as an immortal monster hunter who had a fragment of the Bloodstone embedded in his chest, Tony Stark style.
Fragment?
His daughter would appear in 2001,
Like the whole damn
riding on the
thing.
coattails of fellow teenage monster slayer Buffy. In this, she's aged up and played by Laura Donnelly, who was a huge fan of horror and spooky stuff.
One of the most important things in my entire life is Halloween. So
Is it really?
it forms the deepest essence of who I am, and
Does it really?
So at that point, it was just like, great, yeah, Marvel, okay, fine. It's
Actors
Halloween.
kill me
She
lying
didn't
like
even need
this.
to audition, since director
They
Michael
kill me.
Giacchino was already a fan of her previous work, like her starring role in The Nevers. The group draws
I
ties
seen a trailer
to
for
determine
that.
their starting lineup.
It was a good trailer.
Lucky Jack yells "Domino" since he wins the draw. As Jack is led away, the rest of the hunters recite their Pledge of Allegiance.
Stone and creed, for those who forged our blade.
To rid this land of its abominations.
That flaming
America.
Kingofflare is David Silverman, an animator, producer, and director who's widely credited with creating the look of the freaking Simpsons. Silverman actually
He's
owns
that
that
old?
tuba in real life and plays it during annual outings to Burning Man. As the tuba doof warrior
They got
plays
that with
more
Venice
sounds from the
Beach.
Inception trailer, Jack enters the hunting grounds, this concrete paintball arena that would make Jareth proud.
Is that not
the
Tel
other
Aviv?
participants
Is
soon
that-
follow, no
that's
doubt
not
eager
Jerusalem?
to kill each other, but when Jack runs into Elsa, he suggests they pass each other by. Unfortunately, scary
I've seen this
Scotsman
before.
Jovan has other plans.
This is
He
like
tries
Harry
to land
Potter.
a hatchet blow before the two
Goblet of
get married.
Fire.
Jovan is played by Kirk R. Hatcher, who's worked as a writer and director on several Muppets projects. He also had a cameo in Spider-Man Homecoming, apparently reprising a role
bum,
he had
right?
in Star Trek IV. Despite some head trauma, Elsa manages to disarm Jovan and escape with his axe. She's not safe for long though, since she's soon attacked by someone with an awesome wrist-mounted Nerf shooter thing. Oh, and it's gone. Holy shit, she hacked that hand off.
Oh, so she
This
collects
Tombstone
all the-
Raider is fellow hunter Leorn, who's a fast and furious fighter despite the missing limb. He lands a blow with Jovan's axe, but it's
Damn.
not a perfect score, so Elsa quickly rocks his Westworld with a bolt to the jaw.
That
She
was like
hides
an
from
Achilles?
approaching Jovan, who fails to notice the duo before Leorn dies from his injuries. This concrete
Damn.
garden was created by production designer Maya Shimaguchi,
Imagine being an
who
L
previously
assassin.
worked on Marvel's Hawkeye series. She also created
Was
the
that even
rotunda
good?
the hunters met in earlier,
Like, I never
which is
watched any
filled
of
with
this, like,
Easter eggs,
past Loki, I
like a
never watched
mural
this
of a
shit.
comic-accurate Gore the God Butcher, and mounted references to Werewolf by Night villains Krog and Glitter Knight. Thank God I have writers to help me out with this stuff
Who
now.
is that?
You're doing a bang-up job there, Tim and Jeremy. Elsewhere, Jack is still tracking down the mystery monster when he gets a jump scare from the bushes. But Jack's not afraid, since this beastie turns out to be his friend,
Ain't
the
that man thing?
previously
Yep.
seen in the MCU as a statue in Thor Ragnarok.
Did
In
he
the
really go
comics,
there,
Man
though?
Thing is a former biochemist named Theodore Salas, who was fused with the Florida Everglades during a botched super soldier experiment? Sure, okay.
The Captain
Man Thing
America
originally
super
appeared
soldier
in the
serum?
first and only issue of Marvel's Savage Tales, based on a pitch by Stan Lee and a story
R.I.P.
by
Stan
comic
Lee, man.
writers Roy Thomas and Jerry Conway. A second story was written by Conway's then roommate Len Wein, the man who would go on to create DC's
Yeah,
Swamp Thing. According to
top-tier
Thomas,
outfit,
the
man.
similarities did not go unnoticed by Marvel, but the characters were ultimately different enough that the company didn't pursue legal action. Man Thing is hot
okay,
and bothered
okay.
by the Bloodstone, which has been stuck to his back as part of the hunt. Jack intends on breaking his buddy out with an explosive, but is forced to flee when he's
Is
chased
he
by
immortal?
fellow hunter Azrael. He escapes the towering tigress and takes refuge inside a mausoleum where Elsa is trying to patch up her leg wound. Jack gains her trust with the tying of a tourniquet, and the two bond over their family drama.
All families have something in common.
They hate each other.
Follow us.
Okay.
For good, for bad, they stay, like they become an atmosphere.
What
In
are those
return
scars
for
on
the
his face?
Bloodstone, Elsa agrees to help Jack eat to Man-Thing tambien. She directs him to
What
a
type of
large
markings are
crack on
those?
one of the arena's walls, and he tells her the monster's name.
Ted. He's called Ted.
Ted.
Oh, so Ted is both the doctor and the monster.
Oh,
Got
he
it.
could
Jack
talk.
accidentally
Okay.
starts the countdown on his explosive, sending the two running in opposite directions. Elsa comes across Jovan, and the two have a brief standoff that's quickly interrupted by Ted. Ted burns up Jovan's head with a crispy
Whoa.
grip. Now that's one smoking Scotsman.
He could do that?
This power comes straight from Man-Thing's comic tagline.
Whatever knows fear burns.
He got a nigga that Michael Jackson treatment.
Elsa's definitely feeling some fear right now, but she befriends the monster with some flattery.
Ted, you
have a lovely name.
And such
oh, this is like a group thing. All right.
Eyes. Man-Thing was portrayed on set by the film's makeup supervisor, Carrie Jones, with additional vocalizations done by the film's editor, Jeffrey Ford. He was created with a combination of CGI, animatronics, and a practical suit worn by Jones. I fucking love Man-Thing, and his suit made by a team at K&B Effects, who also created the mounted monster head seen earlier. The suit looks incredible and has an animatronic head and hands, controlled by people with joysticks, just like you love to see. Elsa
That's a
leads
big
Ted
ass hand,
towards
man.
Jack, who's currently trying to
Oh, he
detonate
runs
a
weird.
path to
Never mind.
freedom. It takes him a couple of tries, but he succeeds just as his friends arrive. Ted runs out into the night, but not before
Why does he
Elsa
run like that?
manages to hook herself a bloodstone. Looks like a happy ending for our heroes. That is, until Jack tries to pass Elsa the stone. It knocks him back and fucks him right up.
'Cause
The
that's
other
an
hunters
Infinity
soon
Stone,
arrive,
ain't it?
And Verussa deduces what Jack really is.
A monster, masquerading as one of our own.
She taunts the fallen Jack.
I can't wait to find out what breed of evil you are.
Oh, there's
Pair are
werewolf
knocked out
people?
with some cattle prods by Verussa's henchmen. Oof, that's got a cigarette burn. Jack wakes up from his science of sleep studies inside a big birdcage with Elsa. If his canine name or mannerisms didn't give it away, Jack Russell is the titular werewolf by night, cursed to transform every full moon. Jack's got a pretty good handle on it though. He locks himself away to avoid hurting innocents and keeps careful track of moon phases in his lunar cycle diaries.
The next full moon
Like
is
Prisoner
in 5
Azkaban.
days.
This a Harry Potter
We have
movie.
plenty of time to figure something out.
But Elsa reveals the Bloodstone has the power to expedite his transformation, and Jack realizes Verussa wants one more wall mount and one less stepdaughter. Now that's killing two birds with one Bloodstone. Jack
Yes, it
gives
is.
Elsa instructions on how to survive him in his werewolf form.
Do not break eye contact no matter what.
He also commits her scent to memory. Tresemme.
Oh, I thought he
Ooh la la.
bit her.
He begs Verussa for mercy.
thought he turned to a
Judging
werewolf.
By that
I'm like,
runny
what?
mascara, she is officially
That's
off
against
the
the
rails.
rules.
You wanna see this, darling?
Harriet Sansom is having a fucking ball in this role. Verussa starts up some Latin incanting, and the resulting rock magic signals our flashing light warning chime and casts the rune.
Oh, she's just trying to turn him into a
We see
werewolf.
Jack's transformation in shadows, cast behind a close-up of Elsa's unwavering eye contact.
She
This
can't
shot
get
was
through
one
that?
of the first ideas Giacchino had, since he
Them bars
figured
are too
an off-screen
wide. She can get through
transformation
that.
would be more effective at this point.
There have been a lot of werewolf movies made. We've seen them transform so many different ways. We're never going to do it better than the best of them.
The effect was done
How you know
practically,
that?
with the transformation of
Have
projection
faith.
being played on the back wall. The only CG is the bars of the cage.
Yeah, I agree. It's
since
been done
real
over and
ones
over
would've
again.
Cast unwanted shadows. The scene is accompanied by the movie's wonderfully gothic score, composed by director Giacchino pulling double duty, John Carpenter style. This is only Giacchino's third directorial effort, but he's scored countless well-known projects, including the Gael Garcia Bernal
like this
starring
movie.
Coco, and
This-
my
that
personal
was like one of the last
for him,
good
Lost,
Pixar
Life and
movies.
Death always moves me to tears. With the transformation complete, Verussa tries to get a better look, only to get her arm pulled into the cage. The guards tase the werewolf into submission until the place smells like a testing facility for Nair.
Yeah,
In
they
the
burnt
chaos,
this nigga.
Jack breaks out, sending the hunters into
They're
high
fucked.
alert. He eventually reveals himself, leaping onto one guard and killing another by breaking his
Damn!
neck. Electrical
Ooh.
flashes give us a glimpse of Jack's final werewolf form.
Bro, he's just a
Giacchino
hairy
wanted to see
Spider-Man.
Bernal's face, so they took a cue from Jack Pierce's designs for Werewolf of London and the Wolfman. Another cue they took was keeping the suit completely practical, consisting of a separate mask and suit that initially took 4 hours to apply. Major props to
kinda
costume
looks like,
designer Maya C. Rubio. Jack takes out a couple more guards, and
Kinda like a
judging
bat.
by the total number of
Like a
guards
hairy
and
bat.
bodies we see, I'll count 2 more as dead right now, I think. A hunter named Barrasso manages to knock him off balance, so Jack
shit.
Vincent goes for his ear as revenge. While Elsa and Jack are
Damn.
both based on comic characters,
He did
the
that
other
nigga like
hunters
Evander
are original
Holyfield.
characters, likely so they could take some gnarlier abuse. I don't
All
even
right,
think
if
their
you get
names
bit
are ever
ear,
said in the special.
that much
Barrasso
blood does
bounces
not come
back
out your
and grabs
ear.
a sword, but Elsa climbs out of her cage and intercepts him,
There we
stripping
go.
him onto her blade and slitting his throat. God damn.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, Jack is
I don't
fending
think
for
that's how that
himself
worked,
just
but-
fine. He tosses a guard into an awesome one-take fight scene as the main entrance is sealed off.
This is
taking
like
away
Doom.
most of the light. I'll count these final 5 guards as killed here, since they're all ravaged by Jack. The last 3 are killed.
Did
in
he
a way
just
that
rip
get
his
their
heart
blood and
out?
Guts splattered onto the camera lens. Who's gonna clean that glass, Jackie boy? Elsa
He
is
just ripped his
approached by
heart out.
Azrael, who tries to get medieval on her ass with a morning star. Horror fans might recognize Eugenia
best Game of
Bondurant
Thrones
as
fight
the
I've ever
occultist
saw.
in The Conjuring 3. Azrael has no fears of pain, so
She
the
tall
two
as hell,
ladies
too.
duke it out. When Azrael tries to use Elsa's weapon, she outlands a hit on the lady in white, then slits her throat and plants that sword in
Cat
her
fight to
stone.
the
Hell yeah.
death.
Giacchino shot this special,
The ultimate
gunning
cat
for a
fight.
mature rating, but ended up with a TV-14 despite all the blood. Like likely due to it being in black and white, the same trick WWE uses on YouTube. As I've said before, I think it's important to have good horror for younger audiences.
That doesn't make sense, but
it's
alright.
like a gateway drug to the more intense stuff, and also might lead them to this channel. With her guards dead, Verussa steps up with a bloodstone in tow and uses it to knock Jack back repeatedly.
Is it gonna be used in the Marvel movies?
But Elsa intervenes and knocks her out. She approaches Jack and he pounces, causing her to take the fall. Elsa tries to appeal to his inner humanity, and since this is still a Disney production, it actually works. He gallops away and out of this station at the 11th hour.
They don't
All
kiss?
Elsa has to deal with is one wicked stepmother.
How else is he gonna turn into an actual person again?
You let it go!
Verussa can't hold it back
She's gonna stop him?
tries to shoot Elsa, but she's interrupted by Jack's thunder buddy Ted. The Man-Thing incinerates Verussa with his flesh-melting mittens, then reunites her body with her husband's. Holy shit. I love his little nonchalant shrug after.
How does that even
Elsa
work?
points Ted in the direction of his friend, then settles into her new estate, the only survivor of the Bloodstone bloodline.
Oh,
That
she gets
is,
the
until
house?
They retcon her brother into the mix. Judy Garland's rendition of Somewhere Over the Rainbow adds some color back into this monochromatic Kansas. This symbolizes leaving the black and white world of Elsa's father and entering a new one where
Why he like
monsters and
Abraham
men
Lincoln?
aren't so cut and dry. Case in point, Ted and Jack, who wakes up with a Halloween hangover. Damn, I did not expect Ted to look this good in full color. Amazing. Ted gives Jack some
Real
Morning
earthy.
Joe and confirms that Elsa survived the night's events. They make dinner plans for sushi.
His eyes,
and the
though.
special ends by telling you it's the end. How many people got blown out of the MCU canon? Let's find out and get to the numbers.
I wasn't even counting.
Jack attack!
Got like a cereal mascot. What was that, Cookie Crunch? Like a Cookie Crunch
I
mascot.
counted 13 kills in Werewolf by Night, with
Damn.
9 male victims and 4 female. Good thing
13.
Elsa restored color, or this pie chart would be hard to read. As far as killers go, Ted the Man-Thing toasted up 2 victims, Elsa sliced her way through 3, and Jack Russell wolferized the remaining 8, who were all guards. With a runtime of 53 minutes, that left us with a kill on average just over every 4 minutes.
That shit was an hour
I'll give
long?
the golden chainsaw for
thought it was
coolest
like-
kill to Verussa. It's a perfectly over-the-top send-off to a perfectly over-the-top villain. Don't machete for lameness
incinerator.
kill will go to the rando guards, who I guess got killed when Jack was batting them around. And
Yeah.
that's it. Werewolf by Night came out earlier this month, and I'd be down with seeing more horror in the MCU. I hope you all have
Yes,
a
sir.
happy
Let's-
Halloween. And until next time, I'm
let's get it
JJ
like,
Mason. This has been the Kill
a
Count.
Morbius
Thanks a lot for watching this first
special,
ever
you know?
Marvel movie Kill Count. And thanks again to Scentbird for
first?
sponsoring today's video. Again, use code DEADMEAT for 55% off your first month. Seriously.
Yeah. Hey, that was a video. Listen, man. Werewolf by Night, dead meat. I'm surprised he ain't eat meat in this video. Like, why they ain't have him like eat a? That's right, PG-13. Like a real werewolf will eat some, right? Who cares? But if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe down below. See you guys next time. Peace. Nigga, that's
This
supposed to be
special was
Morbius.
also